Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Excuse me. Hey, how are you doing, Manikmar? Doing good? Kamalesh, you're good?
Yes, sir.
Sanket, you're good? Good to see you all. Some people are still connecting. Let's wait for a moment. So, okay, so I see some people have already joined. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Excellent. So let's admit who is this. Ralida, admit. Okay. So let me open my editor. So this morning I was doing some work on Node. Let's close it. Okay. So let me take you through the project we were making. Right. So this is your folders. Some people are still joining. So let me see. Everybody's good since many people joined very recently. Okay, great. So let me just close some files which I don't want to keep open. Okay, and let me close this one also. And this probably belongs to you. Right, CSS Basics, right? And here we have written, some how does CSS work thing, right? So this is some HTML we placed in, right? And then this is the second page for the same thing. And then we made a master.css, right? Everybody is with me up till here? Okay, let us open this page. Let's see whether it's open already and start working on it. Not this one. Okay, yeah, I think this was your page, right? So we were working on this one, right? So go to page 2, you are on page 2, go to back to page 1, so you are on page 1, right? So let's continue our discussion on CSS. Any question from the last lecture? No question? Okay. So let's start talking about the text a little bit, right? Because mostly we have text on the pages, right? So let's start talking about the text, a little bit. So by default, every browser gives text to a particular style, right? So for example, text font size would be 16 pixel. If it is not Safari, maybe if Safari will give by default a text size of 12 pixel, right? So generally it is taken as 16 pixel, right? So let me go over there back. So here, if we don't give any, by the way, if we have this slash star and star slash, this is a comment in CSS, right? And you can do it pretty quickly by control slash in Atom, right? Okay. So if I just comment it out and save it, control S, and reload the page, so it is still getting the same font size. It is indicating that somewhere else we have used the font size, which is 32 pixel, right? Can you see that? Where is that? Yeah, over here, which is the internal styling, right? So let's remove it also, save it, and let's reload it. right? So this is the normal font size. So let's start talking about the font and font size, right? So we come over here. Do you want me to remove this internal styling altogether so that we can focus on our original styling, right? So let me remove it. Let me just comment this out also, and let me keep it just for reference. Reload it, so that style has gone, and this yellow is coming from inline styling, and I believe that let's remove inline styling also. Where was the inline styling? Here is the inline styling, right? So let me put a simple paragraph tag over here, and let me comment it. And this is how we comment in HTML, right? So this is HTML commenting. So this inline styling is gone. And now the only styling we have is the external styling, right? So by the way, guys, one quick note that these days, since we are all working from home, so sometimes it happens that internet gets overloaded, and that is the reason that sometimes you guys drop out, right? And it may happen that I may also drop out at some point, right? So in case it happens, stay in the conversation. I have an alternate arrangement for my internet also. So I will take a few minutes and come back in the conversation, right? So you need not to go anywhere. You should stay in the conversation, right? Have you got it? Okay, so let me start focusing on the external CSS now, which is over here. So here we saw that how can we, for example, style H1, how can we style a paragraph, how can we style, an anchor tag, which is sitting within the nav bar, right? Which is sitting within the nav tag and not all the other rest of the anchor tags, right? So you know up to here. Okay, let us focus on this font size, right? So for example, I can say font size 100%. Right? So if I say font size 100%, you see that nothing will happen, right? So this is our 100% font size, which is by default. If I want to say, for example, I want to double the font size, I can say font size 200%, right? So if I say font size 200%, so I can reload it and you can see that this font size has been doubled, right? If I want to double this font size in some other way, I can also, let me comment it and let me say, for example, font size 32 pixel, right? That I have already used, but just for the completion of this lecture, I'm just doing it, right? So if I do this 32 pixels, so it will stay the same, right? Let me comment it also. Another way to give font size is in M units, right? So for example, I can say font size 1M, right? EMM, right? So 1M is like 100% of the font size, right? Which is the natural font size. So if we want to give this M font size, so we can go back and this is the normal font size, right? I can come over here and instead of 1M, if I say 2M, right? So if I say 2M, so I can do this thing and saved it and go back here and you can see that it will get double, right? So it will get double. So font size 1M means 16 pixel, right? Normally, and 2M means the double of it, right? By default, normal paragraph font size is 1M, right? M is relative to the parent, right? Always remember, what do we mean by that, right? For example, let me come over here, which page I'm at, right? I'm at currently page 2. So for example, I come over here in page 2. This is page 2. I come over here in page 2 and I make a division over here. right? Division is another HTML element, and basically it is used to divide various parts of the page, frequently used for this purpose. And I put both of these two paragraphs, cut them and put them over here, right? So now this is these two paragraphs are sitting within this division, right? They are sitting where? They are sitting within this division, right? And let's remove the class because I have not talked about class yet, so I don't want you to be distracted. So this is a division, right? So this is a division, and I want to say, for example, and let me just remove this inline styling from here also, right? And I want to say this thing, that this division is going to have a font size of 0, for example, right? So I come over here, I say in CSS, I say that, hey, you division, you take a font size of 0. By the way, 0 is just 0, no pixel, nothing, right? Okay, so you division, you take a font size of 0. So if this division takes a font size of 0, so let's don't give it first, let's reload the page first, right? And then give it. So reload it, right? So basically nothing has been changed, right? But once we give this division a font size of 0, save it, and now reload it, right? So you can see that, where is this division? Let me check. This division is in page 2, right? And let me go to page 2. So you can see this thing that, let me go take to the paragraph. We can give CS in various ways, like inline, what else? Internal and external. Okay, let's save it and let's see where we were at. Reload it. Right, so this is the page 1. This is the page 2, and generally CSS beautify page, we can give CSS in various ways, like inline, internal, external, right? So we come back over here. Where is my atom? Over here. So we come back over here. This is page 2. Let me go to master.css. And I say that this division has a, let me put this, instead of putting it in division, let me put it in, maybe inside. Okay, let me try this thing, right? Save it, and font size is 0, and this is the paragraph. And okay, and then within the paragraph, let's don't give any font size, right? Let's let it go from the division, right? So this is the font size 0, and we come back over here, reload it, and you can see that this, those two paragraphs have gone, right? So because division, the parent element, has a font size of 0, right? So those two paragraphs have completely gone, right? Now if we come back over here and go back to this paragraph and give this font size of 2M to this paragraph. So let's see. You can see this thing, that paragraph has still gone, right? Both of them have still gone because M is relative to the parent, right? M is what? M is relative to the parent, right? Let me draw it for you. so that if there is any issue, you can get to know it. Let me add a new page. So the deal is, we have a Debian tag. And here we have two paragraphs, one paragraph, another paragraph. Both of these two paragraphs are children of this Debian, right? So once we said that this Debian has a font size of 0, so both of these two paragraphs are inheriting this font size. And not only this unit EM is also relative to the font size of the parent, right? So once we said 1M means that 1 times the font size of the parent, right? Means 1 time the font size of the parent, and it means 0 times 1 is again 0, right? So basically you are getting a font size of 0, right? Whereas if we do this thing, say for example, we want to target only the first paragraph, right? So say for example, we want to target the first paragraph. So we can do one thing. We can come over here and give this paragraph an ID. So we say that, hey, you paragraph, your ID is first para, right? Your ID is what? Your ID is first para. And say this paragraph, your ID is second para, right? So this is your second, your ID. And let us target these two separately now. So we come into the CSS, right? And here, for example, let's remove this M from here. And here we say that, hey, that element whose ID is first para. So we say first para. And in order to tell this thing that this is an ID, we are going to put what in front of it? Anybody?
Dot.
Hash, not dollar, right? So hash first para means that we want to target an element whose ID is first para, right? We want to target an element whose ID is what? Whose ID is first para. So we come over here and we say that, hey, you first para, your font size is 1M, right? And let's have the second para. So we say hash second para, right? Hash means that this second para is ID of an element, and your font size is not 1M, your font size is 1 rem, right? So always remember that these two units are a little bit different. M is relative to the parent, rem is relative to the body, right? M is relative to the parent, rem is relative to the body. So save it, and let us come over here and write something over here, that which one is first para and which one is second para. So let me have a bold tag over here. And let me write first para, right? And let me come over here and let me copy paste this thing. And let me write second para, right? Save it, and let us see what shows up, right? So by this discussion, what do you get? Which one should show up? Ankit, you tell us.
size 1 em.
Say it again.
Font size 1 em, like using ID. First para will
Y-
reflect
So
whatever
first para is
click.
having a font size of 1 em, right? And the second para is having a size of font size of 1 rem. So my question is that which one will show up?
I think first
First
para.
para. First para.
Okay, you think the first para, it's actually the second para which is going to show up. Let us see this thing. Save it, saved it already, reload it, and you reload it. Nothing is showing up. This is kind of very strange. Let us see what is the issue. First para is font size 1 em, second para font size 1 rem, and this is page 2. Is it page 2? Yes, this is page 2. Oh, okay. We wrote these things. We gave these IDs to this page, right? Not the other page, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, let me copy this, right? Because you must be sure that you are working on the right page, right? Before you know, want to have some results, right? Let me have it over here also, right? Control V. Save it, right? And reload it, right? You can see that it is the second para which is showing up, right? Not the first para, right? Because why is it so? Because Debian, which is the parent element, we have given it a font size of 0, right? So basically this font size 0 is inherited by all the children of that Debian, right? But when once in a child we say that font size is 1 em, emm, right? So it is relative to the parent, right? So 1 times the font size of the parent, and font size of the parent is 0. So 1 times 0 is 0, right? So that will not show up, right? Whereas if we give units of font size in RAM, so 1 times the body font size, which is still 16 pixel, so it is 16 pixel. Have you got the idea, guys? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Any question? No question? Okay. So coming back over here, so I have used bold over here. Instead of bold, I can use another tag which is known as EM tag, right? EM stands for emphasis, right? EM stands for what? Emphasis, right? So emphasis and bold visually are the same, but emphasis is latest because it also affects the screen reader as it is reading the text, right? So emphasis is taken as better, right? So we reload it, you can see that it would, emphasis is italicized, and if I want to have the same effect, it is strong, I'm sorry. Strong, right? So I can use strong over here. So strong, and save it and reload, it would have the same impact. And talking about strong and bold, there are 2 more tags which are important. So those tags are, let me have some more text over here. So if you want to have some filler text, maybe put a break. So there are several websites which provide you the filler text for the website. One of them is over here. So let me refer this link somewhere in your notes, maybe over here. Let me see, list item, anchor tag. And here, let me paste it. And let me write filler text, right? So sometimes you want just junky text just to fill your paragraphs, just to see that how does it look like, right? So basically you can use it. So let me put some filler text over here. So for example, let me pick this paragraph of filler text. This is just a junk text. Copy and paste it over here. where is my breakpoint? Right over here, save it, and let me put it over here, right? So this is that text I have pasted. So if you want to break it a little bit, you can break it so that lines are not going beyond the screen and they look good. But it is not going to affect the layout of your screen unless you intentionally put a break sign, right? Break tag. Any question, guys? It is too much of text I have placed actually. Okay, now it's over. Okay, save it, right? Say for example, we want to italicize some part of the text, right? So one way to italicize is this, that put I tag, right? So I means that you want to italicize, maybe you want to italicize this entire sentence, right? So you want to italicize this, right? Save it, reload it. Not this one, right? So reload it. You can see this text and you can see that this part over here is italicized, right? And relative to italicize, we have another one, which is emphasis. Let me give this emphasis to this last sentence. And emphasis is EM. So emphasis is better than italicize because screen reader take care of this tag. This is the new one, right? Save it and reload it. So you can see this thing that this has become italicized, but this is not italicized, it is emphasized actually because screen readers are going to pay attention on it, right? Any question, guys? Right? Any question? So up to this point in this lecture, you should be able to understand that what is the difference between M and REM. Is it so?
Yes.
Shilender, ready? Have you got it, my dear? Shilender, have you got it? Shilender, can you hear me? Okay, let me ask someone else. Shilender, if you want to talk to me, you have to unmute yourself. Okay. Have you got it, Shilender?
Sir, I have no doubts.
You have doubt? Oh, you have no
No.
doubt. Okay, great. Right. Okay, please don't hesitate to ask questions once you have any, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, okay, so basically, this was something about text formatting we are talking about. Say, for example, we want to give some font size to the heading, maybe H1. We want to say, hey, H1, you get a bigger font size. So we say, for example, font size 4M. By default, it is having 2M, but we say font size 4M, right? Save it, reload it, right? You can see that we have this gigantic H1 now. If we want to give, for example, font weight, we can make it bold, right? So you can see that it would be bolder, right? It would be even heavier. We can say, for example, color. There is nothing like font color, right? So definitely we incline to say font color, right? But there is nothing like font color. So whereas we have just color, right? So maybe we can say red, right? Because we want to give it a red color. Save it. So we come back here, reload. So it has got font color, which is red. Okay, then there is another thing which is important, which is font family. So we can say font family, right? And font family, we can have, say, for example, by default, it is serif. So for example, if we say serif, if this browser is taking serif, nothing is going to happen, right? So this is serif, right? And there is another popular font on the web which is known as sans serif, right? So we can say sans serif, and we can also give serif, right? So it tells that, hey, if sans serif is not available, get to serif, right? So, but sans serif is mostly also available. So sans serif is this font, right? Let me just remove serif, and let's see that how does this sans serif thing look like. Yeah, so sans serif is like this, right? And if we want to have serif also alongside it, let's put it first, right? And reload it, right? So it is taking the priority, whichever it has priority, it is taking that font, right? So it is taking this sans serif currently, but if you want to get it to serif only, right? So basically, sorry, it is taking serif. If you want to get sans serif, you have to give it only that one, right? Okay, so this is font family. If you want, you can give some external fonts also. For example, Google provides a lot of beautiful fonts, right? So let us see that how can we include some Google fonts, for example. Say, for example, I go to the page, and here after H1, I give an H2, I say, I am decorated with Google font, right? So let's see, how do we give Google fonts, right? So first of all, we need to go to Google fonts, right? So let me search Google fonts. It's being searched, but it's brought Google font to us. Okay, so Google fonts. And the beautiful thing is this, that all these web developers are creating this web by collaborating with each other, and most of the things are free for us developers, right? Okay. So there are some variable fonts apparently there. So there are so many fonts. So for example, you want to pick a font, right? Which font do you want to pick? So if there are like so many fonts here, like in hundreds and thousands of fonts, right? So for example, if we want to select something, maybe categories, maybe we want to have only those fonts which are based on serif and sans serif. And we want to see only Latin fonts or English fonts. Let's see. One thing is Latin. And does it give English an option? No. So basically it is Latin, because all these languages like English are derived from Latin. And font properties. Okay, let's don't touch it for now. So say for example, I want to have this font, right? So I want to have this font. Right? So I click this font. I like it. I click it. As I click it, it will take me to its, style details, right? It is going to take me to its size style details, right? And then, I can say select this style, right? So select this style. So this style is selected, right? It is selected, and I now want to embed it, for example. I want to embed it. So it is telling me that how can I embed it? So I can embed it by giving this link, right? So I have to give this link into my HTML, right? Copy this link, and paste it into HTML. Where I say this link just before it, I'll paste it over here, right? So I have pasted it, and then I go back over there, and this is how I'm going to give it in CSS, right? So font family, whatever it is, right? So let me copy this part from here, copy, and let me decorate H2 with it, right? So I come over here in CSS and I say that, hey, I want to decorate H2 with this font. Save it, right? And go back over there on your page, right? Reload it, and you can see that it has taken that particular font, right? Can you check if I remove that style from H2? Let me remove it, save it. You will see the difference, right? Originally it was this font, right? But I have decorated it with this new Google font, and it has taken this style. Any questions so far? Any question? Ankit, you have a question? Ankit Rao?
No questions.
Okay. Please try to turn on your cameras because it helps me to understand that are you really getting me or there is some trouble, right? Because I most of the time reading the face expressions which tell me that, you know, if there is a trouble, I can talk to you. Otherwise, you know, it is nice to see you all also, you know. We don't see you that often these days, right? So have you got it, guys? Any question? Let me go back, and sometimes people are in a little bit of fear. Hey, what will happen? Maybe this font will be discontinued, my website would be broken, right? So, you know, sometimes they give this option to download the font also. Let me see if this is downloadable. Oh yeah, here, you know, you can see that download the family, right? So if you want, you can download the font. Let me select another font and download it, okay? So let me remove it. For example, I go to, where is the home page? Here's the home page. I go back over here. Hey, Sanjana, good to see you. Okay, I go back over here. Now, which one? Let me pick up some fancy font, right? So not font based on serif and sans serif. Let me pick up some font in handwriting, right? Though this is not the best thing to do, but sometimes we use it, right? So let me, for example, pick this one, right? And I say, select this style, right? And I go back, right? And let me pick another one. Let me pick another one, right? Which one should I pick? Maybe this one. I go back over here. Let me select this style also, right? I have selected these two styles now, right? And here I come, I say download the family, right? So I'm downloading them. So if my download is enabled, yes, I believe so. Let me check my download folder. Downloads. Is it here already? It has not been downloaded. because these downloads are like last month downloads. No, this this is the first day of the month. That's the reason. Anyways, it is not. They are not being downloaded. Okay, let's see what does it say. So it is saying save file. Yes, I want to save this file. Right? It is asking to save file. Okay. So I have got this folder, right? Whatever its name is, right? Let me copy this folder or maybe cut this folder from here. And let me take it to that folder where your project is existing, right? Okay, so where is your project? It's Windows, WAMP64, www, and here your folder should be somewhere. Web programming summer 2020, right? And CSS Basics. And here, let me put this folder. Nice, so this folder is here. And let me go back over there and they will tell me that how to use it. I have downloaded it. And now I have to check this thing that how to use it. Okay. 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 There they should tell us the CSS for this. Okay, let's view them. Okay, embedded. Okay, these are the embedded things. And these are the font families, right? Let me copy it, right? Let me copy these two from here. Copy. Let me style this, this font with for H3 actually, right? So H3 and paste it. So this is how you are going to give it, right? So font family this, font family this. So apparently I have selected 3 font families. So whatever I want to use, say for example, I want to use this one. So I would be using this one. But the deal is that I want to use it from within my website. I don't want to use it from Google's website, right? Are you getting me? Right? Previously I used it from Google's website, right? But now I want to use it through this website. If I want to use it from Google website, then it's very simple. I need to go back over there, and over there they are going to give me the link. All I have to do is to copy this link from there, copy, and paste my link into my HTML, maybe over here. Save it. And if now I gave an H3 somewhere, it would be decorated by this, right? So H3. By the way, we have H1 up to H6, right? Various heading levels, right? H3. And I say decorated by handwriting font from Google, right? Save it. If you reload it, you can see that we would be having an H3, and I'm decorated by a handwriting font from Google, right? So you can see this thing that is happening. But the point here is that I want to have it not from the website, but from my website, not from the Google's website, right? So I can come over here. So how can I do it, right? Let me think. So if I remove, for example, this over here, this is removed, save it, that font would be gone. This H3 font would be gone, right? So you can see that it has gone, it has taken the previous font, which is from H2, right? So that font is gone. And now I want to use it internal to my website, right? I come over here, right at the top of H3, right at the top of my CSS file, I see add font face, right? So here I'm going to define the font face, right? And my font family is this. I define it this, that the font family is this, but my URL is here in this folder, right? Is it okay, this is a zip folder. I need to unzip it first, right? So go back over there, extract all. Extract, right? So is it extracted already? Yes, it is extracted, right? I delete it. Oh. Why would it delete both of them? So this is the zip file. Let me delete it. So I think that it was inadvertently selected both of them. And here, I have this file. We have to give URL to this file, right? So let me just, copy its name, Control C, and let me give a path to this file, right? So where is this file existing? Can you tell? Can somebody tell? So it is /. What is the name of the folder? Can you read, please? YELLOW, and next is tail.
TAIL.
TAIL, right? Yellowtail. And then within Yellowtail, we have this font, this file name, right? So let's confirm this thing, that what is the extension of the file name, and extension is TTF, right? True type font, right? So its name is .ttf, right? So this is the name. So now you have given the URL. I think whether it is URL or is it SRC? SRC, right? I think it is SRC, source. Okay, save it and reload the page. No, it has not taken it, right? So let me ask Google how to use it, right? So for example, I go to google.com. So let me just search it. So look, guys, there are so many things in a web page that you cannot memorize them all. The best thing you have to develop is that how to get that thing out, right? So you need to know that, hey, this thing is possible and this is how I do it. But fine details, you don't remember them all the time. So we come over here. I say, for example, add font face, right? And CSS maybe. So let's see what do people tell us, right? Maybe W3 school, right? So this is the best place, I believe. So source, right? And source, and this is the way we have to give it, right? So basically source, and then we have to give URL and then give that, right? So we come back over here, and once again, let me have a look at it. So source, URL, and there are no quotes, right? So we come over here and we remove these quotes from here. We put it in our brackets and we say that this is our URL right? And put a semicolon at the end. Save it, right? And run it. This one is you. Reload it. It is not still working. Okay. Something is still broken. Maybe I have not given. No, that is the thing. So let me read it a little bit more. So I have to give font family, which I have given, right? Have I given it? Yes, I have given font family. Okay. Okay. So I have given the font family. Probably I have loaded a different one. Let me check. And then I have given source, right? And then as I give the font family again, yeah, this should work. The only thing I have to check is that have I picked the right name, right? Because maybe I'm not picked the right name, right? So where is the font? Review. This one, right? So for this one, let's remove this. Let's remove this. And if we go to its embedding, its font family is this, right? Whatever yellowtail or whatever, right? So we have to copy this, right? We were copying the wrong thing, right? So copy this thing and paste it over here and paste it over here also. Nice, save it. And now we see that have we got it properly or not, right? So let me just inspect element. Let's see what is this getting, right? So best way is to go to the browser to debug, and let me select this particular heading. So this is selected, and let me go to its styles. That hey, you H3, what are you getting? H3, yes. So let me see. Okay, it is getting the right font style, right? Can you see? Right, and this is the style actually, right? So this is the style we have picked. So this is getting the right font size style, right? Got it, guys? No? Ankit?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay, so we have got the right font style. So this is how, if we want to use a font while keeping it with Google, no need to download it, right? So you can use it. If you want to have it with you, right? You don't want to trust Google that maybe they will discontinue the font and maybe later on your website will break down, which is, just a fear, right? Normally it does not happen. Whatever comes at the internet stays at the internet, right? So basically, you can use it from the website, Google Font website. But if you want to have it downloaded, right, you can download it and then you can use it from within your website, right? Got it? So you have learned both of these things, right? Any questions so far? Okay. So once we have gone up to this point, now the deal is that more often than neither we have to share code with you, right? And how I'm going to share the code with you, and sharing of code with you is going to happen with the help of Git and GitHub. Right? I'm going to do it with the help of Git and GitHub. So in a few lectures, I would also teach you a little bit of this thing, that how to use Git and GitHub. So the first thing you have to do is to get Git. First of all, there are two different things. One is Git and other is GitHub. right? Git is the version control, etc., system, right, which I will be introducing to you, and GitHub is a repository for this particular Git, right? So let's see how can we use GitHub, just as a first lesson to get for you. So for example, I can come over here. Maybe I have to go to Google first. I don't know why I've not selected Google as my default browser, but let's have Google. And then I say Git download. So this gitscm.com is the website, right? So you can go over there, gitscm.com website, and here you can download the stable version, whatever the stable version is, just download it. Okay, so downloads, for example, you can click here, Windows, right? And then you can have this downloaded, right? So, but I will not download it because I have already got it with me, right? So you download it and you install it, and whenever it asks you, you install it globally, right? Would you like to do it right now? Anybody who is having Git and who is not having Git?
I
Camillus, you
will.
want to download it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, everybody, if you are sitting on your working system, please download Git, from this git-scm.com and install it globally. It should not take more than a few minutes. Any questions so far, guys? Manthan, are you downloading it?
Actually, I already get.
Oh, you have already got it. Very good. Very good. So how many of you don't have Git? Maybe everybody is having it and I'm waiting for nothing. Camillus, you are downloading it, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Is this still being downloaded, or you have already done it?
I am installing.
Okay, okay. Please do it. Sanjana, have you got Git or you are downloading it?
I'm downloading it.
Okay, good. Prithvi, have you got it?
Yes, sir. I have it already installed.
Okay, you have already got it. Right, great. Naresh? So please let me know once you get it installed. It's done.
Do I need to select Git from the command line and also from third-party software?
What is that? Would you like
Like,
to share
while
your screen with
installing,
us?
I am just a minute.
You want to share your screen with us?
Yeah, just a minute.
Please. You can share your screen.
Yes. You disabled to share the screen.
Oh, really? Let me see. Hmm.
You have to give access to for share screen.
Uh,
Only host can share.
report, allow participant share screen, right? Okay, now you can share.
Yes.
Yeah, please, thank you. I'm sorry for this inconvenience.
It's okay.
So they have changed this feature a little bit.
Can you see, sir?
It's coming. Okay, so let me check now. So it is saying that, okay, so normally what happens is that use git from git bash only. No, we don't want this, right? We have this second, which is you git from the command line and also from third-party software. And third is use git and optional Linux. Okay, I think the second number is good.
Okay. What about this, sir?
Use OpenSSL library. Use, what is this for? Using HTTPS. Okay, and the second option is use these. Okay, the SSL is good. Yes. Normally it is, whatever is selected is good. So I think that's like this, the default option. What is this? Configuring the git bash. Okay, next. Okay. Choose the default behavior of git pull. Okay, default is fast forward or merge. The second is rebase. Okay, on the ever fast forward. Okay, next. Okay, next. Sudo console. I don't think that we need to have this install.
Okay.
Did it ask somewhere that you want to have it globally installed? Previously, previous to your, previous to this, you shared your screen with us.
Sir.
Before you share your screen with us, did it ask you to install it globally?
No.
I guess by default,
By
it
By
default.
will
default,
install.
it is right. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's see.
Answer.
Okay, next. Okay, what is this?
I think.
Git bash view related. So I think that you need not to have git bash, but just click git bash, launch git bash. Git bash is like command prompt for git, nothing more, right? So if you want, you can just minimize it. And let's see, open your command prompt, CMD. Okay, and here write git space dash dash version. Right, so git version this much, right? So basically git is installed, right? So everybody, rest of you who were trying to install git, please give your feedback that have you got it already?
Got it, sir.
Yeah, got it,
Yeah,
sir.
you can test, you can have this simple test by
Also,
punching in git space dash dash version, and it will tell you that whether Git is properly installed into your system or not.
Okay, sir. Shall I stop my recording? Like sharing the screen.
Who is talking? I cannot hear.
Kamlesh, sir.
Kamlesh, yes. Okay.
Like git space slash slash space version.
Yeah, Git space dash dash version. So let me share my screen with you all.
Okay.
So if I check my Git over here, for just for your reference, Git space dash dash version, right? So basically Git version 2.2, right? I'm running Git version 2.2, right? 2.20. So now Git is installed, right? Anybody having trouble installing Git?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So once you have installed Git, let me take you to the project we are making, right? So for example, let me take you to your repository, right? So this is your repository, or this is your folder, I'm sorry. And let me go to my command prompt and change directory to this folder, right? So I'm in this folder, and here I would say, so if you look at this folder currently, right, here we have like CSS Basics folder, and then we have an HTML, right, nothing more. Now here we come and we say git init, right? Once we say git init, so basically it has installed an empty repository in this folder for Git, right? So you can see over here that now we have this .git folder right over here. Can you see this? Right? So basically this is the repository folder. It will take care of, you know, the versions and everything in here, right? So we come over here and we run our first command. We say git status, right? It is telling us that, hey, these two files are untracked. They are not, you know, placed in the repository yet, right? So if we want to put them both into a repository, we can run the command git add, and then we can give file name, or we can simply put a dot over here, and dot means everything, right? So let me draw a diagram for you for the working of Git. So deal here is, this is our working directory. Let me have another page. So deal here is that, say, this is our working directory. Then we have an area which is known as staging area. And then we have our local repository. So once we want to save our files or put in the repository, we have two-step process. First we say git add, and it brings this working directory into the staging area. And then we say git commit, right, to put this, you know, all these things into the local repository, right? So I come over here and I say, let me go to my command prompt. There, let me say git status once again, right? And here it is telling me that these green files, they are placed in the staging area. They are not being committed yet. So here I come and I say git commit -m mean message, and I say our first commit, right? Our first commit, and I enter here. So all these files are now in the local repository. Nothing has gone to internet yet. Everything is saved in my local repository, local machine, right? So just to track changes, if I want, right, or whatever. So for example, I can come over here and I can make a branch out of it. I say that, hey, this is a branch, right? So for example, if I want to see branches, I can see git branch. So I have only one branch, which is master, right? Can you see this thing, guys, everybody? Right? So this is the master branch, right? Say for example, I want to create
So what
another
is branch? What
Say it again.
is
Yes. Somebody was talking.
He was asking
branch?
what
What
is
is
branch.
branch mean over here?
Oh, okay. Okay. What is
So
branch? Definitely. Absolutely. So basically the deal here is that once let me add another page. So for example, I have, this is my first commit, right? This is my first commit. And by default, I am on a branch which is known as master. Right? You can think of Git as a tree, right? So this is like a small plant, right, which is still growing, and it has one branch only with the name master, right? So if I come over here, maybe I come over here and let me make a new file over here, maybe come over here and make a new file. So right over here. So I come over here, maybe new file, and I name it new file after first commit dot html, right? So this is my new file. Let me have skeleton, and I say h1. This file was created after the first commit, right? Hello, everybody.
yes, sir.
Okay, so this file was created after the first commit, right? And let me give you git status now. Saved it. So by the way, I should have deleted. Let me delete this file for a moment and then come back and create it, right? So let me go to the folder. Let me go to the folder and let me delete this file for the moment. Where is that file? Maybe one more step back.
Yes.
And yeah, this is the file. Let me delete it, right? So let me delete, right? So this is deleted, and let me go to Git and check status, right? So for example, I say Git status, right? So you can see that no on master, branch master, nothing to commit, working tree is clean, right? So everything is good. Let me get this file back, right? So this file is back. And let me open this file. Is it this file? No. Where is that file has gone? So this one, right? So this file is there. This file was created after the first commit, right? So I come over here and this file is there. So now I check that what is the status, right? So CLS, and let me check the status. I say get status. So you can see this thing that this new file created after the first file. This file is now there, and it is not registered with the repository, right? So if you want to put it in the repository, I would say git
Add.
so, or let me have some changes also. For example, I come over here and I say that this sentence was added after the first commit, right? So I can come over here and I can save it, right? And let me show you what is git status showing me now. So for example, I say come over here, I say git status, right? I say git status, right? You can see this thing that it is telling us that one file is changed or modified, right? This file is modified, whereas this is a new file which is untracked yet, right? Getting me? So everybody's getting me?
Yes, sir.
So I say, for example, I come over here, I say git add dot, right? So once I say git add dot, all these changes are gone to the staging area. I come over here, I check git status, right? Status spellings are wrong, so git status. And here you can see that they're green now, means that these changes are placed in the staging area. I want to commit it. I say git commit -m second commit, right? So this is my second commit. So clear, right? And now if we say git status, right, you can see this thing that on master branch, nothing to commit, working tree is clean, right? So basically now what has happened is that you have got two commits. Let me draw it. So now you have done one more commit, and after that one commit, now you have the second node, right? So this tree has started growing, right? This tree has started what? This tree has started growing, right, guys? So this is our second commit. So if you want to see these commits, for example, you can come over here and you can say git log. I think it is git log. So git log, you can see that these are the commits so far, right? So for example, down there, where my mouse cursor is, you can see this is our first commit, right? And date is Monday, June 1st, right? Whatever the time was. And author is Dr. Zab, and this is my email address. I have, since I'm also using GitHub, so they have registered my email address also over here. And then this is the commit, and this is the hash for the commit, right? So whenever it commits, it also makes an hash of the commit also, just to make it sure that you or nobody else can change the file and can claim, hey, I did not make this commit, and etc, right? So it is some security feature of the commit, right? So this is one commit, and then this is our second commit, and we are at the second commit, and our head, reading head of the repository is currently at the second commit. Now, if we want to go back to the first commit, definitely we can go back by using this hash over here, right? So for example, we can say git checkout, and then we put this hash over there, and we would be in that branch, not run on that commit, right? But this is not the best way to do it, right? Say for example, you are working over here, and maybe you want to start working on two parallel directions, right? Maybe in one branch you are working on the CSS part of the page, right? And another one you are working at the PHP or maybe Node.js part of the page, right? Or whatever you want to do. So what can you do over here is, actually Git has so many workflows, you can say, the way you can use Git. So what can I do over here, for example, is that I can come over here and make a branch from here, right? So I will come over here and let me make it red, and I'm going to make a branch out of it. Right? I'm going to make a branch out of it. Once I make a branch out of it, and I will give it a name. And once I give it a, so let me just grab it. So, and I will make a branch. So now there would be two branches, right? One is this master branch, and this would be our new branch, right? We can name it, anything, right? Maybe what should we name it, right? New branch. So maybe let us name it new branch. And now we can keep on working on this one also. And we can keep on working on this one also. And when we feel ready, we can merge back this branch into here if we want. Are you quite getting me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, so for that reason, so let me show you again that currently I am having only one branch, right? So clear screen, and I say that here I write get branch, right? So I have only master branch. So let me say get branch, new branch, right? So I'm going on a new branch, right? So new branch is created, and I say get branch, right? Now you can see this thing that I have two branches. One is the master branch and the other one is the new branch. And you can see that this asterisk is still on master branch, means that this is the branch which we are currently working on. But we have made this new branch also. If I do git log, right, we can see this thing that we have these commits, right? And our head is on master branch and new branch simultaneously at the same point. Why? Because we have not worked further on any of these branches yet, right? So let me do some work on some of these branches. Say, for example, I come over here on this page and I create a paragraph. Maybe I create, maybe a paragraph over here. This is page 1, right? So I create a paragraph. I say paragraph. This is the para created. This is the para created while working on the master branch after the second commit, right? Let's save it, right? Let's save it. So this is saved. Now if I go over there and check the status, I say get status. So you can see that this page, how does CSS work has changed, right? It is written modified. So if I want to put these changes into the staging area, I would say get add file name or dot for everything. And then I say get status, right? You can see that this has gone to the staging area, right? And then I say get commit -m for message, and message is third commit one after the new branch, right guys? Hello. Hello, everybody.
Yes,
Happy?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we come over here. So this is committed. So clear screen, and I come over here. I ask that, hey, get status, right? And it is telling me that working tree is clean. But if I say get log, now let's see what does it show us, right? You can see this thing that now our head is on master, not on the new branch, right? Head is on master, but not on the new branch. New branch is still sitting at the second commit, right? New branch is still, so currently what is the what has shape it has taken. So let me rub a portion of it. Okay, so currently this is the situation. We have the new branch, and whereas this is the master branch, and in master branch we have got a commit, right? New branch is still sitting at the second commit, right? Are you getting me, guys? Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let me show you one more thing. Let me come over here. So this is the paragraph we have added in this new where would we have it? Knowing CSS1 page, right? So this is knowing CSS page 1, and don't forget to see this paragraph, right? So we have saved it. Let me close all these files for the time being, at least that file which has changed, right? And let me go over here and let me show you which branch we are currently at. For example, we can say get branch, right? We are at master branch, right? And new branch is the other branch, right? So if we want to go to the new branch, we can say get checkout, as if you are checking out books from the library. Get checkout new branch, right? Get checkout new branch, enter, and you are at the new branch, right? Switch to the new branch, right? So clear screen. So if we say get branch, right, you can see that now asterisk is at the new branch. Let me see that. If I come over here in my project where I was working and open that particular file where I added the paragraph, right, in it was over here, you can see that paragraph is no more here. Can you see that there was a paragraph telling that this was committed, right? This was made after the commit. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Yes,
Right?
yes, sir.
So
Yes,
for
sir.
example, I can come over here and maybe I can add a new paragraph here. I can come here, I say paragraph. So I say this para is, or maybe let me not add a paragraph. Let me add a new file here. Right? Let me add a new file. Maybe I come over here and add a new file, right? So maybe come over here, new file, right? And let me name it new branch file, new branch file.html, right? So this is a new branch file.html, right? And maybe make a paragraph over here that this file is added in the new branch, right? This file is added in the new branch. Save it, right? And now if we go back over there in Git, sorry, so I say get status, right? So it is telling me that there's an untracked file with the name new branch file.html, right? So make it sure that you have made these, save these changes, right? And we come back over here. I say git add dot, mean add everything, git commit -m, a new file is added to the new branch, right? Right. So a new file is added to a new. This is committed. Git status. Right. And here you can see that it is clean. So clear screen. And let's have git log. Right. Git log. Right. So now you can see that you are at new branch. Head is at the new branch. Right. And a new file is added, etc. And these are the things. Right. And if we now let me close these files. Let me close this file. So remember the name of the file. What was the name of the file? New branch file, right? So let me close this file. Let me close this file. Let me close it, right? And let me switch back to the master branch. So here it is, right? So just keep an eye. This is the new branch file, right? Where is the new branch file? New branch file, right? New branch file. Can you see this thing? This file is there. Okay. So this file is there, new branch file. And if we come over here and I say git checkout master, I'm going back to the master branch, right? I say git checkout master, right? And you will see that file will vanish, right? So git checkout master. So switch to the branch master and you can see that that particular file has gone. Can you see? New branch file has gone, right? That file has not gone. It is still sitting in the repository, right? So for example, if you go over there, if I come over here, and what was the name of the file? Name of the file was new branch file.html. It will not show up, right? Because that file is not present, right? But if I come back over here and I say git checkout new branch, right? So switch to the new branch. And now if I try to get this file, right, this file is added in the new branch. Right, guys? Let me switch back to the master branch. So if I go back to the master branch, so git checkout master, right? So switch back to the master branch and reload the page. This file has gone, right? But this file is definitely sitting in the repository, and whenever we need it, we can switch back to that branch and get to that file.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting that? This is quite magical to me, right? It works like magic. Okay, so today's homework is that you will go ahead, and if you want, this video would be available to you, right? So you can go ahead and write some code and practice a little bit of Git, that how to make commits, how to add files, how to make commits, then how to make branches, right? And how to switch between branches and all these things, right? One precaution I would always take, that once I am switching the branches, I will always close all the files before switching, right? because I've seen that otherwise it creates some sort of ambiguity, maybe some kind of loss of data or something like that, just because of our own lack of attention, right? So I don't want this thing to happen to you. So whenever you are switching between branches, just close all the files and then switch between branches. And then definitely now it would be too much for today if I teach you how to merge back also, but definitely we are going to merge back also. Right? So these lectures are like, these are not undergrad lectures, these are like lectures for you grad students, right? And you can enjoy them definitely once you will work on them also. Right? Got it? Any question?
No, sir.
Any question, guys?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, if there is no question, then I'll stop over here and I'll see you all tomorrow. Right?
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
If you want to have me for office hours, you can stay in this conversation. Otherwise, you can just drop out. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
You
Take
too.
care. Goodbye.